So what do you say? Should it be DMC Dharma Mahachakra or DMS Dharma Mahachakra Sammelan or simply a general darshan? What do they say? But for DMC you will have to work hard. You will have to do something concrete for the suffering humanity, not only suffering humanity, but suffering living world. Do you follow? Yes, yes. Now the subject of today's discourse is cult, inference and propensities. The path that leads to or goads the aspirant onto the Parama Purusha is the cult in the true spirit of the term, where the goal is something finite, where the pabulum is something limited, the path and the movement cannot be treated as cult. The spiritual practice on basis of the cult and while adherence to the doctrines of cult is started and done and practiced in the primordial phase by the doer-I of all living beings. In living beings other than humans, the doer-I is not properly expressed, and that's why they cannot do this spiritual practice. In certain animals like dogs, monkeys, the doer-I is a bit expressed or developed. That's why in future they may also be in a position to do this practice. And you should also remember this doer-I does it with the help of vital energy and not with the help of microvitum, positive or negative. Microvita help the aspirant in his or her movement, but the aspirant cannot utilize the microvita. The aspirant in his movement uses the vital energy acquired through different quinquile mental factors, passing through different planes of inferences and maintaining a sort of equilibrium and equipoise with different subtler propensities of mind. So it is done by doer-I with the help of energy. So many energies converted into vital energy when they pass through different planes of inferences. It is not proper to think that this movement, this spiritual advancement is something purely of individual character. No entity in this universe exists individually. Ours is a universal family. Each and every entity helps others in maintaining not only the equilibrium but also the equipoise of the entire universe, not only of this small planet Earth. Our family is universal, our abode is also universal. Harar me pita Gauri Mata Swadesha Bhumanatram. The universal father Shiva is our father. The universal mother Gauri is our mother. She is the causal matrix, and this universe is our homeland. We are to pass through different main propensities of human mind without suppressing them. The question of suppression, repression, or say oppression doesn't arise in the realm of spiritual cult. You are simply to maintain equilibrium and equipoise. That is, you are to move maintaining proper parallelism with the fundamental propensities of human mind. This cult, I said the spiritual cult is the only cult. Others are not cults, they are mere dogma. But if the cult is proper, cult in the true spirit of the term, it creates a sort of subtlety or subtleness in mental flows. Under such circumstances, we get necessary help from positive microbiota. As a result of this help, the help that we get by dint of our spiritual practice of the cult, are generally 8 in number. These spiritual specialities are acquired through cult. That's why they are known as occult power. But while acquiring these occult powers, we cannot do anything without the help of positive microbiota. They are Anima, Laghima, Mahima, Ishitva, Bhashitva, Prakamya, Prapti, and Antaryamitya. Anima means converting the psychic existence into a small point and thus transforming the very psychic existence into a minimum entity. Entity means sheer psychic entity. One may understand anything by becoming one with different waves of expression and emanation by moving according to the wavelengths of those ideas. Unless and until the very psychic existence is converted into a point, one cannot move or dance according to the wavelengths of that particular idea or ideas. This occult power acquired through positive microbiome is called anima. And Laghima, it is an occult power. It makes the mind light, free from the bondages of so many liabilities. This mind, this carefree mind, freed from the fetters of materialistic bondages, can understand and think properly. So, by dint of this occult power, one may understand any idea, subtle or crude, in this realm of abstract. Third one is Mahima, expansion of mind. With the help of positive microvital, mind can be expanded. The radiance of the mind may cover the entire universe, and one may have ideas of different subjects even without going through books and literatures. And one may feel one's oneness with the varieties of this universe. Unity in variety, unity in diversity. Ishitva. It is a sort of occult power. This occult power enables the spiritual aspirant to guide other minds who suffer from so many psychic ailments. Vashitva. This special type of occult power helps a man to bring the defective ideas or men goaded by defective ideas onto the path of supreme greatness. Prakamya, right mood of thinking, and this right way of thinking brings newer light to the universe. Prapti means helping oneself and helping the souls of so many people to get, to acquire, to be benefited by the grace of the Supreme. And the eighth one is Antaryami, to be able to enter within the ectoplasmic or endoplasmic structure of others, a sort of transmigration of soul, but not actually transmigration of soul. Regarding this eighth occult power, not only the cult or occult power will suffice, it requires special grace of Paramapurusha also. And there is another occult power. It is also not only an occult power. Here the positive microbiota help the aspirant, but at the same time there must be devotion and grace of the Supreme is essential. And above all occult powers, there is the Supreme Knowledge. It is not only a sort of omniscience, but it enables the aspirant to be one with the Supreme Cognitive Faculty. Now you know the sadhana starts in the plane of physicality and moves towards the plane of physico-psychic, towards physico-psychic plane. This first phase of sadhana is done by doer-I. Then from physico-psychic plane to pure psychic plane and pure psychic plane to psycho-spiritual plane, this portion of sadhana is done by knower-I. And the final stage of sadhana is not the help of microbiome, positive or negative. It is the grace of the Supreme. That is, finally you will have to depend on the grace of the Supreme and nothing else. That is, grace is everything. The final word in the realm of spirituality is the Supreme Grace.